It's now time for On the Line with Cheryl Wilkerson. The conversation will range from local dialogue to international. This show is meant to enlighten, inform, and to inspire. On the Line with Cheryl Wilkerson begins now.
Hello and welcome to On the Line. I'm your host, Cheryl Wilkerson. I've been missing you all for a few weeks, but I am back. And when I tell you I'm back, I am back with a force. Because today's guest you are going to thoroughly enjoy. I can promise you that. Dr. Nikita Dowling comes to us today. She was a recommendation from a very good friend of mine. Carolyn says, you've got to get this doctor on the line. You've got to get her on the phone. You've got to introduce her to some people that may not know her in the community. And I'm good for following orders. And so, Dr. Dowling, I say to you, welcome to On the Line.
Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you so much.
No problem at all. So you are a doctor. You're an MD medical doctor, went to Eastern Virginia Medical School. But if you would allow me just a minute, would you please go back and tell me how it came to be that you knew you wanted to study medicine?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, my sister had an accident when we were kids. We were teenagers. And I instinctively knew how to help her. And I was like, wow, I definitely, I love the body and I love science. And I was just like, okay, well, I don't want to be a lawyer. I need something that I can make money and make the same amount of money my parents make so I can live comfortably. And I didn't want to be a lawyer because I don't really like talking that much and I don't like lying. And then I was like, I love science. And I felt it's so instinctive to me to help people medically, so that's why I chose medicine in high school, that's how I chose medicine.
So when your sister had this accident and you instinctively knew what to do, did your family members notice that? I mean, you came to the realization, but did the family notice that as well?
No, it was just So it's funny. She's probably going to get me for telling the story. Like she fell down the stairs, right? She always was falling down the stairs.
I have a brother that falls up the stairs, so I understand.
Okay. Yeah, she fell, and so she stood up and she said, "I can't breathe." And we were the only two there.
Oh.
And so I walked over to her, and I just kind of grabbed her around her rib cage, her shoulders, and kind of opened up her rib cage. And she said, "Okay, I feel better. I can breathe now." And I was like, "Oh, that was cool."
Oh my goodness!
So it was just a natural knack for helping people and loving alternative ways of doing things. And I say, I think I want to be a doctor. I first wanted to be a pediatrician, but then but then I was like, as I worked through peds rotations, I was like, parents are crazy, man. I don't want to do this,
and that's what the rotations are set up for you to find what it is, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's something to consider. I had a dentist one time, and I'm asking him a zillion questions, why you a dentist or whatever, and he told me that he wanted to be a medical doctor, and his father said, "You are crazy. Medical doctors are on call all the time. Be a dentist Monday through Friday. You're good."
Right.
But that's something, Dr. Dowling, that's something I ask all my doctors. When I go to a doctor for the first time, I always look them dead in the eye and say, "Why are you a doctor?" And if I don't see their eyes light up in that passion, they might be having the worst day in the world. But if I see their eyes light up and see that passion and it brings them back to why they wanted to be a doctor, I'm good. I feel so much more comfortable. But if I don't see that, I'm not comfortable at all.
And it's easy to forget that passion, forget why you wanted to do it, because it's so difficult nowadays to keep that flame alive because of the way the medical system in this country is, and the rules and the new laws and everything that comes out that we have to do. It's tough. It's tough.
So when you realized you wanted to be the doctor, what was the path you took, high school, college? Navigate that for us.
Okay, so I'm homegrown here in Norfolk, Virginia, and I went to Maury High School and did very well in school and applied everywhere. And interestingly, I had like over a 4.0 GPA and third in class, and interestingly, after applying everywhere, I did not get a full ride anywhere. My mom could not afford for us to put all of us through school, and we are a year apart.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I had to get a scholarship. And so Norfolk State University was the only school that gave me a full ride. And so once I realized, and not knocking Norfolk State because I love NSU because it's my heart now. But once I realized I was going to go there, I actually cried because I was like, no, I don't want to stay home. I want to go away.
Right.
I want to go away. But it was a setup by God. It was a blessing because I did not know that Norfolk State had a joint program with Eastern Virginia Medical School.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I became a junior, my advisor told me to apply, and I got in. So I ended up getting a full ride through the Geneva program to Norfolk State, and then getting a full ride to Eastern Virginia Medical School.
Wow.
And so I truly was grateful to God then for
Mm-hmm.
for the setup, because I would have been somewhere else. And I only came out of school with $6,000 worth of debt. That was it.
That's a blessing.
From medical school, yeah. So went to EVMS, decided I wanted to be a family medicine physician because I enjoy taking care of everyone. I love kids. I love teenagers. I love women's health. I love, men and elderly. So I just felt like that would be the best fit for me.
Mm-hmm.
And decided to, in my match, was matched with Franklin Square Hospital in Baltimore, Maryland. And so I went there for 3 years and came back home to the area. And then I worked for Riverside Medical Group for 14 years, and then decided to do something different after that.
Decided to do what? Your voice went down on me.
I decided to do something different after working for a while. I was working for Riverside.
And what was the difference? What did you decide?
Okay. So I had a great practice with Riverside, and Riverside really taught me a lot. I was the head of the practice for a couple of years and had some great doctors that I worked with at Mercury West Medical Center, and they're still working there. But I was just becoming more and more dissatisfied with what I was doing. And because of how we have to practice nowadays, seeing 18 to 25 patients a day, I had over 2,000 patients under my care. My practice was busy. I was full. My schedule was full, but I was not doing well personally.
Mm-hmm.
I was burning out and was having some health concerns of my own. So I decided to take a class in clinical nutrition. And with that class, I learned I actually kind of fell in love with health and wellness all over again, because I was actually able to learn how food affects your body. We're not taught that
Right.
as much as we should have been in medical school, how food affects my mood, how it affects my body, how it affects, every part of me. And so I started to, just delve more into that. I went to I got a certification with Functional Medicine University after that, because I wanted to learn more and work on how can I improve my health and other people's health by learning what's really wrong with them, figuring out what's really wrong, not just, okay, you got high blood pressure, let me give you a pill. Well, if that doesn't work, let me add another one.
But Dr. Dowling, isn't that what the medical world wants you to do? Aren't they going to frown on you as a doctor if you're figuring out more, if you're looking at preventative or you're diving deeper? Aren't they frowning at you for that?
Well, it's not. It doesn't turn the numbers like we need to, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not getting to a patient every 15 minutes like I need to, but I actually presented to my superiors at Riverside that I was actually having good results by doing this. And they were like, yeah, that's great, but, we don't, that type of practice is not, it's not the best practice for, that group. the health
Okay.
system at the moment, So, and not knocking them, every company has its,
Sure.
way of doing business, and that's just, what it was. And so I decided to have my own business, doing what I love. So I get to take time with people now. Like most of the time you go in and you sit or you talk to your doctor for 10 minutes, but my patients now sit with me for 30 minutes to an hour. And by the end of their visit, they've gotten out everything that they need to get out. They don't feel rushed. Their questions are answered, and they have a plan, and they understand that plan. And we need to go over it 5 times. We do that. That's what I like to do. I get to go to people's homes. I was going to people's homes with Riverside before, but I'm a mobile service now, so I get to go to their homes and see what their home is like, and or it's convenient to them. If a patient was saying that she had a meeting and she had to go to, within an hour, can I see her before her lunch? I'll say, sure, where am I meeting you? So we met her from the restaurant and had her prescription to the pharmacy before I left. She was at her meeting in time,
So ears had perked up once you said, I don't rush my patients, and once you said mobile service, ears perked up on this show. People are like, wait a minute, who is Cheryl talking to? What's her name? How you spell her name? That's what's going on right now because you are such a rarity.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it is. I feel more present, my friends say, we like who you are now,
Oh.
Yeah, they say that to me now. Like during the summer, my nephew's here for a week to a month, and I actually get to interact more and spend time with him. That's what life is about. I used to watch the seasons go by from my window in my office, but now I get to be, I actually feel that it's hot outside. I actually get to feel the cold during the day, the rain. It's different, and I really enjoy it.
And is it all about chemical medicine these days, or do you incorporate other things?
Oh, I really try to focus more on nutrition.
Okay.
And what the person is dealing with, psychologically, emotionally. That's my real focus. So, if you have a elevated blood pressure, I say to you, okay, yeah, you have high blood pressure. Maybe your family had high blood pressure, but what are you eating? How are you sleeping? What's the stress like in your life? What's just, what are you dealing with? And those are things that we go through. What's your exercise like? And so we go through your diet. We go through, if I can add maybe magnesium to you instead of adding more blood pressure medicine. If I can give you some hibiscus tea as a diuretic instead of giving you chlorothalidone that drains your sodium and your potassium, and then has your legs cramping. So I try to do more holistic and take a more holistic approach before I add a prescription pill to you.
That is a wonderful thing. And how have your patients responded? What has been their response? Because I'm sure they've been through the other way of doing medicine. Like you said, the 10 minutes, the here, take this pill. They don't take it. They keep going back to the doctor and saying, this so-and-so is wrong. The doctor's like, did you do so-and-so? They're like, no, I didn't do it. So what is the response to the way you're practicing?
So like you just said, if people don't understand what they're doing, or why they're doing it, they're really not going to be invested, right? So, and my mother, she does this all the time. She'll go to the doctor with a complaint. They give her a pill. She's like, and she'll pick it up from the pharmacy, and then she'll be like, I'm not taking this.
Yes. Yes.
And she said, it has too many side effects. And I say, well, those are possible side effects. And she's like, no, I'm not doing that. So she has all of these pills, and I'm like, what are you doing? What are you gonna do? So she said, well, give me something else. So most people want something else. They want to know what is the matter. what's causing this problem? Is it something I need to do to change it? Again, my mom is pre-diabetic, and so she went to the doctor, and she wouldn't mind me telling this, and she had a blood sugar of 180, and the doctor was like, "Well, we're gonna put you on metformin." She's like, "I'm not taking that. I know what metformin does." I'm like, and so she came to me and was like, "What do I need to do?" And so, so I said, "Okay, well, let's try this and let's try that," and she's really started cutting the sugar out of her diet, and working on things and exercising more, so that's what she's doing. So we'll see in a couple of months, how her numbers have changed.
Well, I might need to come see you because high blood pressure runs in my family. My mom was maybe she might have been a size 12 when she was pregnant. She had 4 children. She might have been. She was never large, right? But I can remember she always had high blood pressure, and she always had to change the medicine. And in 2010, I got hit by a truck on the highway, a work truck. And my blood pressure went crazy. And I remember asking a nurse friend of mine, well, when can I stop taking this medicine? And she's like, no, you have to keep taking the medicine. I'm like, no, I don't want to take this medicine. And I promise you, I am very appreciative of Western medicine. I really am. But I have an attitude about taking this medicine. And I go to the gym 3 or 4 times a week. And my friends laugh at me the way I eat because I'm picky. I eat a salad every day. If I don't eat a salad every day, a big salad, that's my dinner. My body says, Cheryl, you need a salad. This morning I was so disgusted with myself because I drove in from Richmond this morning at 3:30, and I did the morning show, and you know what? Then I was starving. I was so hungry, and a coworker gave me a bag of popcorn. Well, when I eat popcorn, I usually eat Skinny Pop if I eat it. Well, this was not Skinny Pop, right? So I'm thinking bad about myself all day today, but I just don't want this high blood pressure.
I understand.
So I understand. I understand.
And a lot of people say that.
Yeah.
A lot of people say that. They want to be off their pills, and my approach, again, like you said, diet is number one. Like I told my patients, eat a salad a day. So you're actually doing what I told them to do. Eat a huge salad a day. I mean, you get all the fiber, you get the antioxidants from your vegetables, you get the vitamins and minerals from your veggies. It detoxes you because it's cleaning your colon out. And that's important too. How are we getting rid of toxins? With your car accident, you think, did something happen with your kidneys? Was it stress? All of that could have played a part into why it's elevated. And is this possible you need to kind of wean down? But, I can't treat you over the phone.
Right,
but I'm just
right.
saying, it's different things we can try to, figure out what happened and why you went, why your blood pressure went up like that.
My brothers, my sisters, all of us have it, and it's so, yeah. But you know what? I heard a black female doctor, she had studied Western medicine, and then she went and she studied Eastern medicine and holistic medicine and the whole gamut. And she said to me one day, she's like, well, you don't know if our bodies, talking about black people's bodies, went through a tremendous shift. Say during the Middle Passage, what we had to do to survive, maybe whatever we had to do, whatever we were lacking or was depleted from our system, maybe that still has bearing on us today. And I started thinking about that thing, and I said, well, maybe. I don't know,
Well, I mean, I wouldn't think that would be too far off if you think about fight or flight, right? Fight or flight syndrome. The purpose of our adrenal glands, which helps us in that moment, is to keep us alive.
Right.
Right. So with a highly stressful environment, Middle Passage, slavery itself, trauma, neglect, abuse, whatever, your system is in fight or flight all the time. So the hormones that are released from your adrenal glands, your cortisol, your norepinephrine, your epinephrine, are all designed to keep your blood pressure up, to keep you awake and alert and able to run, able to move, able to survive. So those same hormones or chemicals causes constriction of your blood vessels, which raises your pressure. Causes you to hold on to sugar so you can have that energy in order to do what you need to do. So if we had to do that for hundreds of years, then why wouldn't we change or evolve or genetically, to make our bodies more able to pass on DNA and survive, right?
That's right. What do we say? I think there needs to be a balancing act in America today, and I'm talking about young women, and we see them, and obviously if you look at a picture from the 1980s and you look at a picture from now, we as a society have just gotten larger. So sometimes now that's being celebrated, and some people will say, well, wait a minute, hold up, that's not healthy. And other people will say, well, yeah, we're larger or whatever, but we're healthy and we're happy with the weight that we have. But you have to be healthy, no matter what size. There are unhealthy skinny people and there are unhealthy large people. How can you explain to people that you have to be healthy, not by the looks? That doesn't determine your health.
How can you explain that?
Or can we explain that to people?
What I think what's made us larger as a country is just the way the amount of processed food we eat, and the sugar we take in, the decline in cooking,
yes.
and decline in fresh food, and so we are naturally thicker. So like you said, our girls, I've never seen so many stomachs on young women, teenagers, thicker abdomens as I have in the last couple of years on our teens, and even when I was coming up, I'm 45, most of, my peers were, in shape because we walked.
Right.
I walked to school for 12 years, back and forth, so, but young people don't do that nowadays.
Not even on campus. They've got those scooters. No. They don't even walk to class.
Yeah. And so, they say it's better to be thicker. I think that we've come to think that, the image of bigger butts, bigger busts is sexier, and that's the way society sees. That's the time that we're in right now. But you're right. If you can't run a quarter mile without falling out, then that's a problem.
That is a problem. Yeah.
That is a problem. And but to your point, like I work at HU part time, and a lot of my young people, they're actually more into holistic things and being healthier.
Wonderful.
I had a young man today who said, I eat at the calf, not putting down HU's calf, but he said I see lots of butter and oil, or fried food, he said I would love to do something different. So sometimes the kids don't have much of a choice either, in what they can put their hands on.
That's true. We are running out of time. We've got about 5 more minutes, but can you explain what it's like when I would come to your office for a visit? What is it like to visit the offices of Dr. Nikita Dowling? Right
now I'm a small office. And if you're a part of my concierge service, my nurse takes you in, does your vitals, and it's just like any other old doctor's office that you would come in initially. And then I come in and I say, welcome, and you're a part of my concierge service. So that means that you get, the mobile service, you get longer appointment times, you get direct access to me. So you can text me or call me whenever you need to. You also get a nutritional assessment when you sign up. So you get you answer a bunch of questions from me, and I put together a packet for you that addresses your health concerns and what I see you may need some help with nutritionally, and we come up with a plan for that for the year. And then we discuss and we negotiate what you can do and what you won't do, and I make suggestions because it is a partnership to me. It's not, I'm not a dictator. I'm not, it's not what I say goes. You know your body much better than I do, so you know what you'll eat and what you won't. And so I just ask for honesty, and I give you my honest opinion, and then we work together with getting you to where you want to be. So that's what it feels like when you come, and I educate as much as I can, and I listen as much as I can, and that's what it's like when you come, and that's what most people say. They feel satisfied. Most of them say that because they were able to say what they need to say, and they got some information.
I just want this listening audience to know when you go read Dr. Dowling's reviews, they are off the chain. They are off the chain. People love you. They absolutely love you, and that's a good thing. It's a good thing that we have you in the community. Before we run out of time, I might have time for another question or two, but before we run out of time, how can people get to you? How can they contact you? Are you on social media? What's your preferred way of correspondence?
Yeah, so I'm on Facebook and Instagram. Facebook is N, the letter N, the number 2, the letter U, Nutrition and Wellness. On Instagram is my name, Nikita Dowling, but it's spelled like Chiquita Banana almost, NEQUITA DOWLING. The website, I have a website, N2UNutrition.com. Again, letter N, number 2, letter U, nutrition.com. There's a form on that page on the website where you can actually send me a message, and my staff will call you back or send you an email back with information about the practice. If you prefer to call, the phone number is 757-453-3967. That's the office number, and my staff can get back to you.
May I have that phone number one more time, please?
757-453-3967.
All right, that's good to know. I know that people will be asking me for that. How much longer do you see yourself doing what you're doing?
I plan on doing this for probably until I'm about 60. So another 15, 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's the goal.
Do you have great plans after that? Is there a second phase as far as business, or that's it? I'm chilling after that.
Yeah. Well, I think if we're not evolving and learning, we're not living, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with this right now is, I have a location. I'm starting a location in Virginia Beach.
Wonderful.
I have a location in Newport News. And then I wanted to my goal is to add a gym, and have people there that can help, trainers that can help people with exercise, and this be a place to socialize, not just exercise. A lot of our elderly don't get out. Mm-hmm. They don't have a place to go and talk and meet people, and some of our young people too. So I think that'll be a great addition to the business. I also I have a Medi Spa called Moselle Medi Spa, so I do IV hydration, so that's in the works. That's actually working right now. And then I'm going to put this in the atmosphere because I need to do it. But I'm also an inventor, so I need to get my inventions going. So hopefully that I won't wait till I'm 60 to do that. But those are things that I need to that I'm working on.
Dr. Nikita, you have been a joy to talk to today. Thank you so much for all you're doing within the community. Thank you for caring about people. Just thank you for your spirit, and I just appreciate what you're doing. I think Carolyn hit dead on with you. I'm glad she introduced us by way of the phone, and I'm just wishing you the absolute best in whatever you do.
Thank you, Cheryl. I so appreciate this time and this opportunity that you've given me so much.
We have had a good time today. You all, thank you for listening to On the Line. I'm back. Yay. Dr. Naquita Dowling. Don't forget, go to her website, intounutrition.com, and check her out. And you might want to call her and get an appointment and see what's going on and feel better, feel healthy. You're not supposed to feel bad. We don't want that for you. You all take care. Have a wonderful week. And as always, behold the green and gold.